Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Oh, boy.
When we're done tonight,
This is an interesting one.
you'll find me in the garbage dump.
Yeah, you might find me there, too, but I'm going to be having a Poochie-chan emergency.
I'll be in the garbage dump right next to this movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have a definite Poochie-chan emergency.
I need to have a bit of a Poochie Chan emergency right now. If you feel me.
Don't worry. Then you can flush it down the toilet like where this fucking piece of shit belongs.
I think the toilet would spit it out, Will. It'd be like, this doesn't make any sense.
They're like, what? They're like the toilet would be like, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
I don't know what just happened.
Bye.
Some nonsense.
Yeet.
Bye. Oh my god. What was this shit called? I'm already forgetting.
Fists of Bruce Lee.
Right. You know, do you like Fists of Fury? Well,
go watch that, just
Fists of Bruce Lee.
If you like Fists of Fury, just do yourself a favor and skip this one and just go watch Fists of Fury again.
The man's body has been in the ground for like 5 years now.
Yes, but people will not waste an opportunity to try and make a quick buck off of his goddamn name.
So we have another one.
Fists
of Bruce Lee, starring Bruce Lee.
But Bruce L.I.
Yeah.
instead of Bruce L.E.E.
He also directed the movie, but it won't. Nothing you watch will tell you that.
He was so embarrassed that he went under a different pseudonym to direct this movie. Except if you go on the IMDb, for some reason now, I guess I looked at the only trivia on IMDb was, I guess, in the 2008 DVD release of this, he decided to come out as the director.
Yeah.
In 2008. This was directed in 1978.
78, yeah.
Or is it 8?
8.
Yeah, sorry. I this film has broken me so much, I forget what year we're in now. We're in 78.
Well, 78 is the year it's released. I mean, for all I know, it could have been directed in fucking 5000 BC.
It kind of looks like it.
It sounds like
the
it.
direction was... You know what? I'll save all this for the end.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But anyway, so if you think that this movie has anything to do with Bruce Lee, then you are sorely mistaken.
It does
Just like Bruce Lee fights his way from the grave.
Well, Bruce Lee's in the movie, Well, his name is Bruce Lee. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
it's like, what was the other one we read that was like Bruce L.I.I., and then there was like Bruce L.U.I., and then there's
Bruce L.E.
Yes,
Bruce L.E.H.
How sad is your life when you have to imitate another famous person to be like relevant?
Very.
Like, think about that for a second. Like,
because these
guys were so desperate to make a quick buck that they were using a dead man's name to try and like as a selling point for their movie.
Not just that, but they even try to like look like him.
But that'd be like if you like called yourself like Hubert Bogart and we're in like a bunch of like
private detective movies,
private eye movies that are like,
and you vaguely looked like
with
him,
like similar titles,
and you vaguely looked like him,
like the Chocolate Falcon, or like or like
the Big Rest,
Bridge over the River Quantico. I don't know. Like, it just... I've never seen it happen as much as... Like, it happens so much that we've talked about this before. It became its own genre.
It's called Bruceploitation.
Because it is. It's exploiting Bruce Lee, the poor fucking dead guy.
Like, this shit went on for, like... we're in 78 now, and it's still going.
I guarantee we have not seen the last of it either.
It probably... like, 10 years.
It'll surface up here somewhere.
Oh, our next movie might be another one.
And it's not like it's not like good where it's like kind of paying homage to Bruce Lee. No. It's just using his name. That is literally all they're doing.
And an actor who vaguely looks like him.
And they had the audacity to name the main character in this movie Lee.
Yeah.
L-E-E. That is his name. All right, let's get into this confusing mess of a movie.
I don't...
I will... so, disclaimer here, before we get too into it. I literally almost have zero idea what happened in this movie.
Well, I have no idea.
I know very little about. We watched the whole movie and I paid attention. I did,
Yeah.
but I have no fucking idea like what the plot was supposed to be. This movie is so poorly made that I have no idea what anyone's motivations are.
No, it's so poorly done that even the synopsis that you read on like Amazon where we watched it or IMDb is not in any way correspond to what you actually.
I have the vaguest clue, but I have at the end of the movie, I had no idea the significance of like any person except for the daughter and maybe Lee.
No.
And then there was that twist, I guess if you could call it, but I didn't even care. I was like, okay, that's really confusing. Why would they wait until like 2 minutes? Not even 2 minutes. It's like 30 seconds before the movie ends to reveal it. Okay.
I thought I knew like 10% of what was going on like halfway through the movie.
There was a point,
and then I didn't.
There was a point where I was like, okay, maybe they're making sense now, and then they just didn't. They just. Sorry, I just dropped a bunch of beer because yeah, that's how I feel right now.
You can blame the movie.
Yeah, so I don't know. This one's a confusing one. It's I don't know.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So the movie starts with this guy in a room with a woman who's telling him to take pills. And he doesn't want to take pills.
He's being a little whiny baby because he's playing some. I think it's some sort of like Chinese pool.
Yeah.
With his friend and just.
Well, I think it's the guy from the ending.
Yeah, I think it is too. He's just chilling.
But yeah, this character becomes important in the last 10 fucking minutes of the movie.
Yeah, because he disappears for like ever, and then he comes back.
But they're playing.
So don't get attached.
And this woman's like, take your pills, and he's like, I don't want pills, and she's like, it's just vitamins.
Or remember, she gets a call, and like the doctor, I guess, is like on a walkie-talkie and says, like, the doctor said to take your pills. I don't want to take my pills. Next person that tells me to take my pills is gonna die or something.
I'll fire them or something.
He says like kill them or something. He's like super extreme. He's a giant whiny baby.
And then we get a guy, I still don't know who this fucker is, running through the woods and dodging traps like a rake that falls from the sky.
And then there's logs that swing like it's like fucking Home Alone.
And then he just like misses one, and it like traps his leg and like swings him up.
And then it just fucking the aspect ratio changes, and then we get this small white box with one guy's fighting guys blindfold and credits.
Yeah, and we get a fucking song. I don't remember the name of this fucking song, but it's a pop. Let's just say it's a pop song that was rather popular in the 70s. Playing.
It's definitely not an original they recorded for this movie. Well,
oh no! Well, you don't think?
So you'll realize if you ever watch this movie, and I don't recommend watching this movie, you'll realize the soundtrack is a bunch of just stolen work from other people. And of course, like any...
I have the song name. It's Pick Up the Pieces by Average White Band.
Like any great thief, they only...
Except for this.
Any great music thief, if you've ever been on YouTube, what you can do is a little trick where you only play about like 20 seconds of the song so that you don't get in trouble with copyright claims. Now, back in the 70s, I don't know what the copyright laws were.
I would agree with you, but this song plays over the whole thing. The whole opening credits.
So what I'm talking about is this. I mean, they might. I don't know if they probably didn't pay for this song.
No,
but
they didn't pay for shit.
But what I'm talking about is the other really recognizable scores they put in this movie.
Most of them delving from a certain franchise.
We'll get to that. Though,
yeah,
because we need to wait because the big reveal when they show that one guy is the best. It's like, it's too on the nose. So, anyway. So we get the credits. They show all the names, directed by someone else.
And it's our guy.
Bruce Lee.
It's our guy training blindfolded.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Don't worry. That's the only thing that comes to fruition later in the movie.
Oh my god.
So now a guy is getting,
He gets a call or
yeah.
something, and someone says like, "So and so's dead. Go here."
Well, the guy's getting like a massage or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but he's like, okay, here's the code. This guy is over here. Go here, and there you go. And then so he goes to a hotel and beats up a bunch of guys, and then goes and then finds a card on one of them and goes to a club. Yes, this is the movie. Like, this is the movie, okay?
So here's
Like, we're confused. You will be confused at the end of this review.
because he gets somewhere, and some guy picks him up on the side of the road, and tells him, "I'm Arctus," and he's like, "Oh, octopus?" It's like, "No, not octopus, Arctus."
It was Otpus.
And then he takes him.
His name is Otpus.
Then he takes him to the fucking nightclub
Yeah,
where some guy shows him a list.
so the guy has a list, and he's like, they're being very
Oh no, I
secretive.
forgot. I totally forgot. Before this, they're in a hotel, and random goons attack him,
Yeah, remember? Like I said.
Yeah.
And then that's where he finds the name of the club.
and he goes
And then
there.
he gets that guy to drive him there. And then they talk secretly over, like, because the guy pretends to be the informant pretends to be a waiter. And, like, is showing him the menu while telling him important information.
Well,
about
he's
this
showing him
list.
like a list, yeah, but then he sees the guy that attacked him in the hotel. Goes to another room. The guy's dead. And then as he's investigating his dead
He
body,
gets hit by a chair, and everyone screams and starts to run out of the club.
and then he gets up, goes into the club, and sees that the informant is dead. And then stuff.
You confused yet? Because yeah, it gets more confusing.
Oh, that's
from
fine.
here.
Because he goes outside, and he hears cops coming. A car pulls up. A total stranger. He's like, "Get in." He gets in. They start talking, and he's like, "You should make a deal with us.
He's
You'll
like, if you go,
You'll find me in the garbage dump.
yes. So
Not, meet me at the club, meet me at the restaurant, meet me at the alleyway. You'll find me in the garbage dump if you want to make a deal."
yes. So he goes and makes a deal, and the guy says that he needs this guy's skills, Lee's skills,
Yeah.
because he wants to kind of infiltrate this guy's headquarters. It's like this big rich dude. I don't know what he does because there's not drugs or anything. I have no idea what this guy does, but he has a lot of money. And
Yeah.
so he says, "Hey, like, we need your skills because we're planning on kidnapping this guy's daughter and holding her basically for ransom. I don't know. I really don't know. They don't explain it very well.
Because in the middle of this scene, it cuts to some person just being like, "Housekeeper Poochie Chan?"
No, because remember, he like goes, and the guy's like, ask for Poochie Chang,
Yeah.
and then
As he's in the
and
car.
it literally cuts to the guy, housekeeper Poochie Chang, and then a girl walks up with a shotgun in his face and says, "Are you looking for Poochie Chan?" And then they start walking, and he's like, "You're not Poochie Chan." And she's like, "No." And then Poochie Chan shows up.
Yeah.
This dude's,
Dabbing.
This dude's name is literally Poochie Chan. Not like
Or Poochie Chang,
Well,
or Poochie Chun, depending
Yes.
on which character is talking.
depending on who's saying it. Not POO-CHI-Chan. It's Poochie Chan.
Poochie Chan.
Yes. And oh my god, for the rest of the film, until one scene, he becomes my favorite character because every time he's on screen, I don't know who they got. Maybe he was nervous on being on camera or something.
This is the only direction they gave him.
He's always spinning a handkerchief, and then like literally every like 5 seconds, he'll just dab at the corners of his mouth
Over and over.
over and over.
Yeah.
We actually made a game of counting when he would dab, and I swear to God, there was one 30-second scene where he dabs his mouth 7 times.
Within 30 seconds. Yeah.
Now, if you want something really fun, make it a drinking game.
Oh, honey.
Make it the Poochie Chan drinking game. Take a shot every time
Well,
he
if you do
dabs
that,
his mouth.
if you do that, Will, you'll have a Poochie Chan emergency.
Yes, an extreme Poochie Chan emergency. But if you watch it, make it a game. Every time Poochie Chan dabs his mouth, you fucking take a shot.
My brain's not functioning. What even happened after she talks to him? And
So
Poochie
remember
Chan?
he's meeting with Poochie Chan, and Poochie Chan is like, "Oh, so you're a new security guy? Like you're gonna?
Oh
set
yeah,
up
he's
the
gonna set up
security.
their new security
Let
system.
me show you around, and then I'll show you the master." And then
he
so he
brings him to
shows
the
him
master.
around, and then immediately introduces him to this old. It's the old dude that
It's the
didn't want
whiner.
his pills,
And he's like,
and he's still annoyed.
His first line to him is, "I don't like sunlight, and I don't like you." Like what?
And then he's like, "I don't like people. I don't like this." He's like a moody teenager, but
Yeah.
like
But-
like an old Chinese man.
But he's like, you have 2 days to set up this thing.
And the guy's like, "Okay," and they show him to his headquarters, which is like a teenage dorm room because it has nudie photos all over the walls, and they're like acting like it's like this ritzy, like the Carlton.
Oh my god.
So then he goes back to the garbage dump to talk
To have the meeting.
to kind of have the informant meeting with this guy.
Even though it's obvious he's already like there.
And of course it's like a setup, I guess. Because then he leaves and there's a fight in an amusement park for some reason because the garbage dump is next
Well, he
to
goes
him.
to them and he's like, I don't like. No, I won't do
He's
your
like,
thing.
"I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do the security detail and that's it."
Yeah, sure, Will.
I think he
You
doesn't
said that
even say
very confidently.
He doesn't even say
like
that.
you actually know what's happening.
I know. I don't know what's happening because he doesn't actually.
Did you forget that he actually fights some 2 idiots before he talks to them?
No.
And it's never mentioned again.
No.
That happened.
I'm forgetting most of this movie as we're explaining it.
But yeah, and then he leaves.
And then
Starts
apparently
fighting.
there's next to the fucking garbage dump. There's a giant amusement park because he starts fighting in the amusement park.
I think this is a good time to mention it as any, in case we forget. The way this movie's shot makes my brain hurt. Like, people are out of frame all the time, and it's
Okay.
obvious, like...
I want you to imagine this. Here, finish your point. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Like, people are out of frame all the time, and it's not even, like... It's not that the movie is cropped badly. Because here's what happens. Scene starts, and it's just like you're staring at, like, a wall. And you're like, what's going on? And then 5 seconds later, the camera just awkwardly, like, jitters over to the person that who's been talking the whole time.
So I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're a cameraman, right? Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah. So you're setting up your shot, right? And then, like, the director calls action, right? And you're still setting up your shot. And then, like, halfway through the shot, you realize that you're aiming at the wrong thing. So you're like, "Oh, shit, sorry." And then you angle your way over.
It's even funnier
But
when
it-
there's 2 people on
But
screen.
it happens multiple times, so it's not like they like yelled action and the guy forgot to pan over, because that would be a little forgivable
Yeah.
in some scenes, right?
But it happens all the time.
It happens in every scene, and it's funny because I guess they didn't learn the rule of thirds.
Yeah.
You know, where you're supposed to keep your characters in frame at least somewhere, but not in the center, because no character is ever fully on like in camera.
Well, it's even worse when when there's 2 people on screen, because it starts like in the middle of them.
Yeah.
With just no one in frame, and then it moves to one person, and then the other person starts talking, and then 10 seconds later it just jitters over to that other person.
There's so many shots in this film where there is like so much empty space next to the characters. Like they'll be like in one little tiny corner of the frame and there's this fucking just huge space. It's
Yeah.
like in those horror movies when they like there's empty space, you know something's going to pop out, but in this it's like like nothing's going to pop out. It's just empty space everywhere.
Or if you're a real genius, well, what you do is you frame a billion shots in your movie through plants, like they did in this
Yes,
movie.
because that avant-garde filmmaking, you know, just
Genius.
film everything through plants and show the backs of a lot of people.
Yeah, just people like looking at something. And but hey, now we're off that tangent.
Okay.
The idiot
so,
fights idiots in a amusement park.
one of them eventually throws like dust in his eyes and he has to fight blind because get it? Remember the beginning of the film? And then he's like getting his ass beat.
And then
And then he finds allies.
No, it's just two guys wander in.
They start fighting.
One of them is a white guy with a horrible fucking wig. It looks like a goddamn animal died on his head.
Yeah.
And then they start beating up the bad guys.
He almost looks like... Do you remember in... God, what was the fucking... Death Promise? The fucking... Yeah,
Oh
guy.
my god. But here's the thing. But Death Promise is wonderful.
Death Promise is amazing.
Besides, that guy, that was his real fucking hair.
I know.
This is bad.
But he has like this... He kind of reminded me of that guy.
Kinda, yeah.
Because he has the same like... Well, it's a wig, but he has the same copper hair and he has like the...
It's fine because the guy in Death Promise does not have the best line ever.
We'll get to that. So they finally get the upper hand. They kick everyone's asses, and then they help the guy up because he dusts himself off. And then they're like, "Who are you?" And like the guy reaches out his hand, I guess, and he's like, "We will show you someplace."
No, he's like, Let me take you to your place." And he's like, "What place?" And then, do you want to say it?
I'll let you say it. You should say it.
It can be worth in hell.
It can be worth in hell.
Now, I don't know if that's actually what he said. I don't know. There's many scenes like this.
So,
but
I don't know if anyone here has watched bad lip reading.
Oh my god.
But like, it kind of reminds me of something like that. You know how like some of the times in bad lip reading they like make them lip read stuff that doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah.
It's like that the whole movie. Like you don't even need to watch bad lip reading because you have this movie. Because we watched it multiple times. Mm-hmm. This scene, and all we could decipher is he's saying it could be worth in hell.
We watched this scene like 5 times because we were.
I wanted to know what he was saying.
Number 1, we were laughing so hard, and number 2, I just wanted to know. And no amount of times rewatching it did it make more sense.
Remember, we were laughing really hard at Poochie Chan's introduction too,
because it made no sense.
It's Poochie Chan.
Housekeeper Poochie Chan.
Sounds like a fucking dog's name. Poochie Chan.
Jackie Chan's dog, Will.
Yeah, Poochie Chan. Poochie Chan.
It's like if you made a bad like buddy movie with like a man and his kung fu fighting dog. That's what you name it.
Come here, Poochie Chan. Get him, Poochie Chan.
Turner and Poochie Chan.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But he fucking takes him to this like, oh my god, he takes him to this fucking room in like a warehouse. Get used to this shit.
There's like a bunch of like doors just like hanging out on the walls.
And a fucking desk.
And just like
that they got in a pawn shop.
I love how every bad guy's like office is like a bunch of fucking warehouse like shit everywhere, and then just a little tiny desk placed somewhere.
A desk with a phone. Like that's
it always has to have a phone, except for the vase shop owner.
Who has 2 phones.
He has 2 phones, and it's just covered in vases.
We'll get to that.
So the guy's like, okay, so we need you to keep doing what you're doing, but you're gonna be kind of informing. See, I don't know what's going on.
Well, not a single word of dialogue in this whole scene made any fucking sense.
I don't get what they're trying to make him do, but he goes back to do more surveillance,
and he's talking to the daughter.
Now he's talking to the daughter because I guess they want him to get like acquainted with her.
I guess.
And he like shocks. Remember he said it, he's testing the circuits,
and these 2 idiots are following around
like we need to test it. And so he shocks one of them. They get pissed off as they start fighting.
And then she's like, "Stop fighting," and he talks to her. And oh my god, I don't know who did the dubbing. I don't know. All of her dialogue is like bad Google Translate.
Everyone's.
Hers especially.
It's like broken English, just like it's like English. It's like it's just horrible. Like none of the sentences like
make any sense.
There's no cohesive sentences.
Yeah.
They're all disjointed and just very confusing. And I think that's what added to why this movie makes no goddamn sense, because none of the things people are saying
make any sense
whatsoever. So anyway, Pooh comes and pads the fucking
Well, don't
his
forget
face.
the most important part of him talking to his daughter is he sees that she has a doll that shoots fucking
Yes.
darts. I guess.
So then Pooh like kind of warns him not to get too close to the daughter because I guess Pooh is like sweet on her and like doesn't want.
He wants that ass.
Yeah. So then there's like a big meeting in the middle of this fucking shrine place. I don't even know what this is.
Are you talking about the pottery scene?
No, this is like the. Remember when the two clans kind of fight the first time?
You're missing the pottery scene.
Oh, there's the pottery scene.
The
first?
pottery scene happened right before this.
Oh, you're right. Okay, this is where the big. So that's why the big meeting is in the pottery.
He goes to. I don't know who this is. I don't know.
It's never established.
All I know is it's a dude in a room with like just vases everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes.
I swear they filmed this in a fucking like ceramic shop or pottery store. And he has two phones and he tells him some shit and like kind of threatens him. Threatens Bruce Lee, and then he leaves. And then we get the big.
And now there's like we're in like a. It almost looks like a graveyard or something.
And it's just two like gangs.
And like Lee is just sitting there like flicking this thing and just watching these two gangs just go at it. So I'm like,
well, they start fighting.
are they doing like a fistful of dollars kind of thing?
That's what I was thinking.
Or
That he was like gonna pit the two gangs
or
against
what is
each
it,
other.
Yojimbo, right?
Both movies.
Yeah.
They're the same plot.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. Like he's gonna pit the two gangs against each other. Well, not really.
No, because what he does, I don't know why he does this.
So they fight. We see two guys get stabbed.
So we see the dad get stabbed,
Yeah.
and then we see another guy to get stabbed, and then
They start fighting.
Lee gains a conscience and is like just lights this thing and just rolls this ball.
It just says bomb.
Bomb, and then like just laughs and runs away, and they all duck down.
And then nothing happens. And then one of the guys picks it up, and it's just like a firecracker.
And it's a firecracker in it, and then like he like gets startled, and then he unwraps it, and it's a bowling ball.
That's it.
Why? I don't know.
End scene.
And well, so it's not in scene yet because remember the dad
Yeah.
like pokes the knife. He like stabs it into his chin, and it's a fake knife. And he's like, we have all we need for."
But then after this,
Well, how do they have all they need?
For what?
I don't. I have no fucking idea.
it gets even more confusing because after this, there's a scene with a guy in a bathtub who has a fucking towel over his face. I don't even know who it is. And then he's just talking, and he's just like, I talked with Black Leader, and then Black Leader told me about White Leader. So now Black Leader and White Team, they know about Big Fish. How is this possible? And then the guys behind him just like,
In scene.
End scene. Who the fuck is Big Fish?
So now the guy's setting up more security and talks to the daughter more, and then they just go on, just randomly. They start setting up security. She points a fucking shotgun right in his fucking face and tries to pull the trigger, and
he's just like grabs it. And he's like, "You like playing games?"
yeah,
She's like, yeah. He's like, I bet there's some games you want to play with me.
And she's like, yeah, and then they go on a date.
And then she's just like, let's go. End scene.
And then they're just running with white clothes on and sitting on stumps and
That are like benches.
running on beach. Not even a beach. It's like they're
The
just running
grass.
everywhere. They're
And
running
then
in grass.
It's nighttime, and they're just walking around, and they get ambushed.
And two guys, yeah, he fights them off, and then they start running.
And then he sees one of the like, I don't know, enforcers that he's been talking to. He like tells him like, give us the girl. And then he's like, sure, but you have to get through me. And of course,
And then like,
Lee kicks his ass.
and then he's like, oh, what are you doing? And then one of the henchmen comes out, and we get the sound effect.
Well, we've already been
Uh,
having because before
Well, remember they were playing "Live and Let Die."
they were playing the instrumental from Live and
When
Let
they
Die.
were running, they play the instrumental for "Live and Let Die."
But then when this idiot appears, this enforcer,
It
it literally plays the Bond theme.
Yes. For a bad guy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
You know what? Whatever.
All that matters is that Lee kicks his ass, and then that's it. And then the girl's like, "You're so good at this," and he's like, "Yeah, my father was a Sherlin expert." Remember?
Yeah.
Not Shaolin.
I'm a master.
Sherlin.
I'm a master of Sherlin. Me and my dog Poochie Chan will take you out.
Oh, you'll have a Poochie Chan emergency after my Sherlin.
I can't wait till we get to the
Sherlin. Most annoying thing is
The
like
Poochie Chan emergency
Oh my
scene
God.
made me laugh more than anything else in this other.
this movie's insane. This movie's fucking insane.
It's fucking nuts.
Because then after this,
Are you confused yet? Because
oh, it gets worse.
It gets
Because
so
then
much
this
worse.
fucking idiot who got his ass kicked goes to this guy. He's talking to this fucking guy behind a mirror,
Yeah.
and I don't know who he is, but he sounds drunk the whole time.
And
Well, if you couldn't get her, then you should try again tomorrow.
You try tomorrow. And then
I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
It's some guy behind a mirror. We see an outline of his face. That's it.
And then I guess one of the guys double crosses. And so it's one of the guys that's working for the daughter, I guess, like double crosses and tries to kidnap the daughter. But then while that's happening, I guess oh no, sorry. So they go back to sorry, I should
One of the gangs has a meeting.
So remember they go back to the girl's thing, the girl's
yeah.
office, and they start kissing, and Poochie-chan doesn't like it.
And he gets
He's like,
pissed.
disgusting! Disgusting!
As
And
he's dabbing his chin.
fucking patting his face like no other. He's like, disgusting! I can't believe you would do this. And
I've been here all this time, and you do this to me.
so he's pissed. Now they have a big meeting with one of the clans. Has a big meeting about what? I don't know.
I love this
They-
scene because
they-
this is the best part of the movie. Because they have this meeting and they're like, "You are gonna take this person," and he's pointing at a map, and it's like
This was by far the most entertaining subplot in the whole movie.
because
What significance it has to the end of the movie? None.
people get murked. That's the significance. Because it's just him pointing at this map that looks like a child drew it. It's just like these lines
Oh,
everywhere.
that's right, and they have a briefcase full of money for some
And
reason.
he's just like, "You go
because
here."
because bad guys need a briefcase full of money, a rudimentarily
Yeah.
drawn map, and to tell their henchmen where to go to kill what people.
Oh my god! And then
So like, you go here, you go here, you go here and kill this person, you go here and then kill this person. So then we get 4 scenes.
of awesome.
Oh god, I was gonna say awful, but okay. So the first scene is a guy. What was the first scene?
It's just, oh my god, they're just walking on a railroad,
oh right,
and he just like bumps into this guy and then turns around and stabs
and
him.
he stabs him on the railroad for some reason. They're walking on the railroad, like not in like public or anything.
On a railroad.
On a railroad.
Just happened to know that this guy
And he
will
just-
just be doing his daily
And
railroad
he just
walk.
bumps him, and then the guy fucking stabs him.
So that one's dead, and then my favorite one.
The archery one.
Oh my god.
So it's 2 guys doing archery.
It's
One
this-
of them is the henchman, and he's dressed like a fucking
Village people. He has like this brim hat that's like bent, and he has sunglasses.
And then he has like this really tight blue shirt.
And they're just doing archery, and they're like looking at each other, and then like
The guy fires one and like, and then like, remember he laughs, and then the other guy just immediately points his like bow and arrow at the guy. He's like,
the best
"No!"
part is that you don't even see him start to point it. He's aiming at the thing, and then the guy's smile turns into a frown.
Yeah,
And then the
he's
village
pointing it
person
at-
is walking at him.
He's like, no, and then he shoots him, and the guy's clearly holding the arrow. And
But the best part is after he shoots him, he's like looking at him. Our man takes off his hat, takes off his sunglasses,
and then
and puts on his
his-
sunglasses, and then the guy like points at him like,
and then it
"You,
cuts.
you cut." Like he didn't know.
And then the next is like in this like cafe, and it's playing this like jive song.
No, it's the fucking guy who goes to his goddamn room
oh,
to
you're
have
right.
a rat.
Okay,
Remember?
yeah. So he
Because she's like, "Have a rat. I'm gonna take a break."
So yeah, he's relaxing, and like the guy with the nunchucks comes in,
The white guy with the wig.
and he like comes in, and they have a fight, and he like His nunchuck has a dagger on it.
She starts stabbing him.
He stabs him and then done.
And then the next one is the
They're at
cafe.
a cafe. And so two guys get up and are going to have a fight. And one of the guys was the henchman that was like contracted to kill this guy.
Yeah.
They're about to have a fight, and he like gets up and he's gonna kill him like right in the restaurant,
Right in front of everybody.
right in front of everyone. And a woman intervenes and is like, "No, let's go upstairs somewhere private."
Yeah.
And so she pours 2 glasses of whiskey, and they drink, and then she drinks hers first, and he's like, and drinks his, and he's like,
And then she just punches him a few times, and he's dead.
Yeah.
And then they're all like having their like aftermath meeting, I guess.
Yes.
And the fucking idiot is like, success. He literally just says like, successful, and the guy's like, of course we did. Everything went smoothly.
Just in a nutshell.
Can I also mention, when they're setting up this assassination, all the white guys have like Chinese names for some reason.
And the African American guy
Has a Chinese name.
has a Chinese name.
Yeah. His name's like Rapid Chan or something.
Rapid Chan.
I'm like, okay.
So I will also mention what you just said when you said successful.
Successful? Of course we did.
Of course we did. That's the whole movie in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Successful? Of course we did. Very well.
Everything went smoothly.
Everything went smoothly.
Oh, what is the opposite of this movie? Everything went smoothly.
So now we get a scene where they're infiltrating the dad's place. And I guess all that security this guy did fucking jack shit.
Well, don't forget, they also fight. Don't they fight again? At that scene, they kill the fucking chubby guy.
Oh, yeah, because they double-crossed that guy.
Apparently, he knew about the assassinations, but then
So
they're
there's
like...
a chubby guy that was like...
But then they kill him.
They kill him, and now we get the infiltration.
Yeah.
So Lee's just nowhere.
Lee's nowhere, and apparently his security system failed because white guy with the wig is just in the girl's room.
Yeah, so he leaves. For some reason, he leaves, and then Poochie Chan comes in and is gonna fucking...
It's a little later.
Sorry, I'm blinking.
So here's what happens.
Okay.
The guy's about to kidnap the woman.
Oh, right, okay, and then Lee comes in at, like, the last
He
second.
fights them, and then he starts fighting him, the white guy.
And then the girl, like, shoots his arm with the darts.
And then he runs out of the building.
And they fight in the courtyard.
Lee kills him.
Lee kills the white guy.
After that, he finds a very convenient weapon on a rock.
And starts, like, killing the other guys. But at this point, this is where Poochie Chan tries to make the moves on the girl by forcefully...
Yes.
Like,
making
out with her.
He tries to force his way on her and making, like, noises and still dabbing his fucking... And it just keeps going and going. And eventually, one of the fucking gang members or whatever walks in and punches him once and knocks him out. Yeah. And then they kidnap her.
And while this is going on, Lee is fighting with the guys and, like, sets up the traps for every single one of them.
Every one of them gets caught in a trap.
And I love the rake one because he like throws the guy and the rake stabs the guy in the ass.
Right in the ass.
Right in the ass. Right in the sweet cheeks. And kills him. Now, so they set up a ransom and they call the dad and they're like, hey, we have your daughter, like, come to the park. And then they call Lee up because they know he's going to be there too because they want to, like, off him, I guess. And they're like, hey, meet us at the park. That's all they say. They meet us at the park.
Also, Poochie Chan gets on the phone.
Yes.
And it's just like, Poochie Chan.
He's like, Poochie Chan, emergency.
Hence, Poochie Chan emergency.
Oh my god, Poochie Chan emergency. Again, great band name.
The fucking idiot gang members who kidnap the daughter, they want a name list. and they want the old man, her father, to give them the name list.
Didn't they like at one point mention like $1 billion or like 3 billion or something like that?
$30 billion.
Even for 70, especially for 70s standard.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That is astronomical.
Yeah, like
for fucking 70s?
for a name.
That is astronomical.
For a list of names.
They want $30 million in 1978.
Yeah. No, it's... And then this is where we get the fucking... The dad is gonna go to have, like, a meeting to exchange the name list for the fucking daughter.
At the park.
And then the fucking guy, Wolverine, is just like...
The random guy.
I'll go!
Yeah. And so he goes, and they meet at the park.
And he's like, I have your name list. And then Poochie-chan shows up and is like, that's not a real list. And then...
That list, he says, that list is phony. No, that list is a phony.
Yeah. And then he stabs him.
Yeah.
And
he
then
stabs Poochie-chan, and then...
he starts fighting people.
He starts fighting people, he claws one to death, and then, like, he's only fighting with one hand. And we're like, why is he only fighting with one hand? And then Lee shows up, and then the dad shows up to try and save his daughter. And Lee starts fighting Wolverine.
Wolverine, apparently his arm is detachable.
It's on a chain, and he starts, like, flinging it around.
And eventually...
And it looks so fake.
pitiful.
It looks so fake.
And eventually he's, like...
You know what it looks like? It looks like... Did you ever, when you were a kid, have those, like, hook toys?
Yeah.
That you would put over your hand, and then it'd make you look like you have a hook hand.
Hand.
But your hand would stick out, like...
You can see the giant, like, thing. Yeah.
The bottom half of the hook.
Yeah. That's what it looks
That's what it looks like. He's swinging it.
And then
he,
eventually,
like,
after Lee kicks his ass enough, Poochie-chan stabs him.
well, so Lee kicks Wolverine over to Poochie-chan's body, and Poochie-chan gets up and stabs the guy, and then the guy, like, claws Poochie-chan's stomach.
And then they both die.
And in my opinion, you know what?
He redeemed himself?
A little. I'm not gonna say fully, because he did try and, like, very much forcefully try and get his way with that girl.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say fully redeemed, but a little bit.
A little bit.
Because I wanted to like Poochie-chan. I did like Poochie-chan until he did that shit.
Yeah.
And then he kind of a little bit redeemed himself.
A little bit.
Because he killed the Wolverine. And then... So, at this point, and I'm not kidding you, the bad guy is still very much alive. They haven't gotten the daughter. And guess how many minutes are left in the movie?
Like 3 minutes.
There is literally 3 minutes left in the movie, and they haven't resolved anything.
Oh, by the way, when Lee first shows up, he shows, like, he briefly flashes, like, an ID card.
Oh yeah, he's like,
and then
enter
in the butt,
in a butt, in a butt. Like, it sounds
and
like
Lee's
he says
like,
in the butt.
You better come with me. I'm assuming Interpol. I don't know.
Why would it be Interpol?
I don't know, but he just says in the butt. So we know he's a cop.
Then
He's about to get shot by the big gangster man. And then his enforcer's like, let me. And then they start fighting.
They start fighting, and he, like, pins him down and, like, taps his shoulder with his finger. And then they start fighting the bad dude together.
And then the bad dude tries shooting Lee.
They, like, smack his fucking gun out of his hand, and they, like, pin him down and get handcuffs. And the other guy's like, I should mention, I'm a cop.
And then he takes him away, and then the woman
tries to slap him.
Well, she's like, so you're a cop.
And tries to slap him.
He's
and
like, yes.
Catches her hand.
End credits?
End credits.
What happened?
I don't know.
Like,
okay, so what, at the core of this, I think what they were trying to explain is they were trying to extort money out of the dad by kidnapping the daughter, but oh my god, they went the weirdest fucking way to explain all that shit. Because I have no idea what happened in between that. There's a fucking turf war with gangs, and, like, I don't know where the dad came in all of this, and why Lee was important to all of this, or why they were doing all this. There was no monetary value. There was no drugs. There was no diamonds. Nothing made sense in this movie. It's fucking confusing.
Nothing.
Now, I will say, in any respect of a movie,
This fails.
this fails because the cinematography is fucking atrocious. Because it's like someone forgot to fucking set up shots before they started filming. The direction is the worst. The fucking dubbing script, I don't know what the fuck they did. It's like they looked at a fucking... Sorry, I'm saying the F word a lot. But
It's fine.
they looked at a goddamn, like, Chinese to English dictionary and just tried to do it by hand. It's like the early stages of Google Translate.
Yeah.
This is a very rough translated fucking movie. Like you said during the movie that you think it'd be better if it was just an original in its original Chinese.
I jokingly said this would make more sense in Chinese
Yes.
with no subtitles.
Yeah, it would. Because it wouldn't be as confusing.
Because at least then, like, you could make up a story in your head.
It's just a bunch of people babbling about meaningless garbage.
Yeah, it's just like a guy who, I swear he doesn't do anything. He just has meetings with people, and those people kill each other through the whole movie.
And they try and kill him, and
then at the very end, he arrests someone.
And, like... Okay.
And one of the guys is a cop.
Alright, let's keep going. Acting, terrible. Even if you take out the dubbing, no one acted well in this movie.
It's very try-hard.
Soundtrack. What soundtrack?
It's all stolen.
It's
all fucking stolen!
It's all stolen music, and most of it is from Live and Let Die.
Yeah. Like, good choice, I guess.
Like... They just took James Bond because I guess they thought they were on the level of James Bond. Okay. I don't know. Like, everything is wrong with this movie. Except for Poochie Chan. Except for...
Chan
he got a little too thirsty. But he didn't... I mean, he didn't succeed. I guess that doesn't make it better, but, like... Yeah. I wanted to like Poochie Chan, but he made me not like him. Because they made him a bad guy. But anyway, so, I don't know. Like, there's just too much wrong with this movie. It's laughable. I mean, you can try and watch it and, like, be serious about it, but good luck, because there's nothing here. There's no substance. It's just a movie about some people that try and kidnap a daughter for ransom extortion, and then some, like, an hour and a half of bullshit.
I'll say this. It does have entertainment, but... It is terrible.
Has entertainment in the wrong ways.
Yes.
But, yeah. So
it may be worth in hell, Will.
It may be worth in hell.
It may be worth in hell.
It's a Poochie Chan emergency.
It went smoothly, Will. Successful.
Successful.
Successful question mark?
So, shady to pretty. You know what?
I'm going to say 3. I mean, part of me wants to give it a little higher just for entertainment value, but I can't. I just can't. It's too nonsensical.
I'm gonna give it a 4. That's
a hot take.
Just because
Poochie Chan.
Poochie Chan.
Wow, a whole point.
He delivers my favorite line I've heard from 1978 so far.
Poochie Chan emergency.
Poochie Chan emergency. Like, I would go so far as to say that if we ever did merch, and I don't know if we're ever going to. I would try and design a shirt around a Poochie Chan emergency. I really would, and I'd have him dabbing his face. So just for that, it becomes a 4, just because, like, even at the first mention of his name, I was like belly laughing. I was like, I couldn't handle it.
I couldn't breathe.
I cannot believe they named someone Poochie Chan.
Yeah, I couldn't breathe.
In all seriousness. And it's this stupid guy that twirls a handkerchief and, like, dabs constantly dabs his face because he's embarrassed to be on camera.
I get it.
I get it too. I'd be embarrassed to be in this movie as well. I really would. But yeah, so it's a 4 for me because, like, I had a goddamn riot with Poochie Chan.
Fair.
So that's why it's a 4 for me. I wanted to give it a 3, but Poochie Chan is just it's too funny. I don't know why I think it's so funny, but I think he's just very comical. I don't think they were going for that, but he's very comical.
They probably weren't, but I mean, to be fair, what were they going for?
I don't know. A ransom extortion movie, but in the wrong way to do it in all regards.
Everything's wrong.
So yeah, that was Fists of Bruce Lee. Oh fuck. Oh god, we got rid. No.
What? You're not excited for the next movie?
You know what this means? We've done a movie from '78, so guess what our next movie is gonna be?
U-Bowl.
U-Ball. And I think it's the Third Reich.
No.
Is it not?
It's Final Storm.
Okay.
Third
So
Reich
it's
comes
not.
later.
Hmm?
I can check, but I'm 90% sure the next movie is called
Perfect
The
Storm.
Final.
The Final Storm, not the Perfect Storm. Sorry,
Perfect Storm
is
is
a different movie. It's a good movie.
way different movie.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
U-Bowl.
I am not ready for anything that can just pile of human garbage releases.
Let's see.
What
is
What do you
this?
got? Give it to me.
Hold
Come
on.
on.
It's
Come on.
refusing to pull up his fucking movies.
I'm ready. I don't blame it, but come on. Just give it to me. Just tear off that Band-Aid. What's next?
Okay.
The Final Storm?
Yep.
Okay.
It's The Final Storm, and then it's Blood Rain. After that, it's Blood Rain, the Third Reich. And then after that, it's In the Name of the King, too.
Do you know we have, like, what was it, like, 2 more In the Name of the King movies?
There's 2 sequels, yes.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Also, it's February. We haven't scheduled it yet, but keep an eye out for our live stream.
Yes.
Because we gotta do one in February, so we gotta do it to them.
We gotta do it,
We gotta play some shitty games, so keep an eye out for that. Go subscribe to our YouTube page if you haven't. Really helps us out. So, yeah, check all that stuff out. And yeah, don't watch Fists of Bruce Lee,
No.
but if you want to, it's on Amazon Prime for free.
It is there, so if you desperately need it.
I don't know why you would. If you do, probably alcohol definitely recommended.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
And don't try making sense of anything.
No, because if you try, maybe if you can create a synopsis for this movie, I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, if you figure out what this movie's about.
Let us know, because I want to know what this is about, but I just don't. So, yeah. Fist of Bruce Lee.
It's a movie.
That's all I have to say. For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye. Poochie-chan.
You can find me in the garbage dump, Will.
I'm gonna go into the bathroom and have a little Poochie-chan emergency.
I feel you.
Okay.
I need one after that.
Yeah, I think I do too.